Rahim. So it's Oxford Progressive Book 8, Unit number 5, Railways, and the lesson is probably the world's fastest train. So we are on the second paragraph now. In today's class, we'll be reading paragraph 2, and if time permits, paragraph 3 as well. So Rayan Basim, please read from paragraph 2.
The world's first commercial high-speed maglev now connects Pudong with downtown Shanghai in a very, very fast 7 minutes 20 seconds. Shanghai's new express can reach a top speed of 430 km per hour, 267 miles per hour, in just under 2 minutes. Maglev, shorthand for magnetic levitation, is basically a train that floats on an electromagnetic cushion, which is propelled along a guideway at incredible speeds. Since the 1920s, magnetic levitation has been a long-standing dream of railway engineers, but the first new mass transit system since the advent of the aeroplane has suffered many delays.
Good, mashallah. So now in the first paragraph we talked about this, that where is the airport and what kind of train it is. Now it's further in the second paragraph. The second paragraph talks about the speed.
Magnetic levitation.
Yeah, so it introduces the speed of the train and magnetic levitation. So now this is the world's first commercial high-speed maglev. Now connects Pudong with downtown Shanghai in a very, very fast 7 minutes 20 seconds. Now if you compare the speed of this train with the speed of common cars, ordinary cars and buses, so you will see how fast this train is. If you go by a car or by a bus, and provided that the roads are clear, so it will take you how much time?
40 minutes.
It will take you 40 minutes, right? Now if you go by a train, by this maglev, it will take you 7 minutes and 20 seconds. So now what could be the speed of this train then? And what is the speed? The speed is 430 kilometers per hour.
And it can reach.
And it's a very fast speed, right? Like for example, Peshawar is around 1600 kilometers or 1200 kilometers. I don't know exactly, but it's more than, of course, 1200 kilometers. So if you go to Peshawar from Karachi, by this train, imagine this train is here in the country, so it will take you around 3 to 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Now, is there anything difficult here? The words first commercial, right? Commercial for public, right? And for profit. You people pay and then you travel in it. So it is connected with two cities, right? Pudong and downtown. What is downtown? Downtown is downtown means city center, the center of the city. Okay? Yes. Now in our context, what is the downtown? Of course, Sadar and this Bolton Impress Market and Karadar and Lighthouse. These are the downtown areas of Karachi. And what about this Link Road and this Kimadi, and even this Ittihad Town and this Khidar Kaluni and this Gulshan-e-Adid and Muhajir Khan. These are outlying areas.
Countrysides.
And these are called countryside. Of course, this where we are studying now, that's countryside. These are called outskirts of the city. These are called slums of the city, okay, and that's downtown, okay.
Yes.
Those are the other areas. Yes, bhai.
Little wonder.
So maglev is shortened for magnetic levitation, okay. Now what is magnetic levitation? Magnetic levitation,
Levitation means rise and float with the air with no
okay, yes, floating because of the magnetic levitation is, okay, I think floating because of the magnetic field. If something floats with the magnetic effect, okay, so if something is suspended in the air, so that is magnetic levitation, okay. I don't know exactly, but this is something that is suspended in the air, something that is not touching the ground or anything.
Yes.
And this maglev is basically a train that floats on an electromagnetic cushion. Electromagnetic. When you people study physics, you must come across these terms: electromagnetism,
Exactly.
electronics, and magnetism. Okay, electricity and magnetism. These are very closely related things. Electricity and magnetism. These are closely related things. For example, when this current flows into the wire, I don't know about physics much, but I think it's correct. I must have told you earlier as well. When the electron flows into the wire and they reach this, what do we call it? No, that's wiring, right? That's wiring, and then when the current flows through the wiring, south and north poles are generated, and then because of these poles, there is a magnetic field, and then positive pole repels the positive pole, and negative pole repels the negative pole, or north pole repels the north pole, and south pole repels the south pole. This is how because of this repulsion there is a movement in the router, and the router moves, and when the router moves, so of course these wings of the fan, they move. So this is how. So there is electricity and magnetism involved in this fan, right? In fan you can see these both things. Now this train is also propelled means pushed, right? Propelled means pushed on electromagnetic cushion. You remember cushion? What is cushion? Of course, this is cushion, electromagnetic cushion, right? Cushion is layer, a layer of anything, but this cushion is electromagnetic. It means that there is a layer of, okay, electricity and magnetism. There is a magnetic layer. Okay, let me tell you an example. When you people if you don't know or you don't understand what cushion is, or what is this, you people have been observing this. You people have observed these things since your childhood, right? When you put a piece of magnet on the floor or something, and you put certain things, right? Certain pieces of iron, you will see that there is if you keep those pieces at certain distance, the magnet is unable to attract them. But when you bring them closer and closer and closer, there comes a time when the field is the magnetic is so powerful that it attracts the force of attraction is so powerful that these pieces of iron are stuck to the magnet. Now when that line comes, okay, I have been doing that when I was a child. I have been doing that. So I would try to figure out where that point comes when the magnet becomes so strong, right? When the magnet becomes so strong that it attracts the pieces. So that specific line or point, okay, where the magnet is so powerful to attract the pieces. So that's called what? You people are very familiar. Magnetic field, right? That is field. You know magnetic field, that is the magnetic field. So if any piece of iron inside the field, it will be attracted and it will be stuck to the magnet. But if something is outside that field, the magnet cannot attract. So in the same way, the question I think means that field, right? That field, that layer of attraction or repulsion, right? So that's called cushion. And that cushion is, where is that cushion, by the way? Cushion is a layer, okay, and layer is somewhere, right? Layer can be, there is a layer, even if this floor is very clean, but there can be a okay, yes, okay, you know layer. So now it is propelled, it is pushed on a layer of it's on electromagnetic cushion, right? It's pushed. So the layer is between what? The train is pushed on that. It means the train is not touching what? The ground. The train is not touching the ground. It's floating, right? You got that?
Yes.
So it's floating. Where is the marker, by the way? Right? I'm not very good at drawing things, right? Can somebody draw it for me? Can somebody? You can do that?
What?
You can just draw the train, right? I can't draw it myself. I'm very bad at drawing. Right? I can't do that. Right? So now, if this is the train, right? This is the train. The train is here. Okay? And this is the
Layer.
guideway. This is the
Guideway.
okay. This is an extraordinary train, right? This is not an ordinary train. Okay, it's not moving on a putri.
Yes.
Okay, on a railway track.
Yes.
So the track of this train that is called a guideway, right? भाई कहते हैं पटरी से उतर गया, derailed. Okay, but it should have no पटरी at all, right? Because ये पटरी पे तो चल रही नहीं है. So how can we call it a patri then, right?
Yes.
So we call it a guideway, right? So it is propelled on a guideway. This is the guideway, right? Yes. This is the guideway, and this is the train. And what is in between?
Magnetic layer.
Okay. You got this?
Yes.
ये इसके ऊपर थे. How many of you got this now? You got this?
Yes.
So it is floating on this, right? In between there is no water. In between there is no
water.
No water. There is no water. There is no air. Instead there is something
Layer.
that is electromagnetic
Layers.
layer. In other words, there is electromagnetic field. Okay. So, and of course there must be opposite.
Yes.
Right? They must be opposite, that's why they are repelling. If they are they must be the same. Sorry, they must be the same. That's why they are repelling.
Yes.
Suppose if they were opposite,
Then it will stick to it.
stick to it. See, the movement was not possible then. So it means that they are
Different poles.
they are the same movement.
The same poles.
And there must be some third force.
Yes.
As well, right?
Yes.
One force is here. These are same poles, so they are repelling. So they are
One
not
force.
touching.
Yes.
The layers are not touching. Now there is something. There must be a third force which
Propels it.
Right?
Propels it.
So let's see that. Yes, bhai.
Little wonder. At first glance, maglev technology appears extortionally.
And now that's at incredible speed. Incredible means okay. Very fast speed. Here, incredible means very
Unbelievable,
fast. Yes, unbelievable, very fast. Incredible, when we use incredible, you are right, we use it in the sense of not believing. But here it means, yes, absolutely. Here it means absolutely. Right?
Little wonder. At first
And
glance,
it was the long standing. Long standing means by for a long time, right? It was a long standing dream of railway engineers. So when people think of somebody, it doesn't happen over time. When something is invented, it doesn't happen overnight, right? ऐसे नहीं होता रातों रात कोई चीज़ हो जाती है. There is a share in Urdu, if you allow me.
yes.
Doctor, yes, he can say that. Dr. Shafi said that, he used to say in the class, even he does it even now as well in his classes, that I am very weak at Urdu shairi, by the way. If I am wrong, you can correct me. वक्त करता है परवरिश बरसों, वक्त करता है परवरिश बरसों, हादसा एकदम यूं ही नहीं होता, समथिंग लाइक दिस. ठीक है, वक्त करता है परवरिश बरसों, हादसा एकदम यूं ही नहीं होता. शेर का मैंने बेड़ा गर्क कर दिया. ठीक है, बट द थिंग इज, वक्त परवरिश करता है बरसों. समथिंग डजंट हैपन ओवरनाइट. सम इन्वेंशन, no, people are dreaming of it. People are thinking about it. They are doing experiments for a long time, and then there comes a time when their invention is successful. Right? Yes. So it was the long-standing dream of railway engineers. When? Since 1920s. Since 1920s, people were thinking about this idea to make a train like this, to make a maglev. ठीक है, ऐसे नहीं हुआ एकदम रात को सोए सुबह उठे और ट्रेन बन गई. ठीक है. But the first mass transit system since the advent of the aeroplane has suffered many delays. Right? Mass transit means transport.
Yes.
Right?
Big
System since the advent of the airplane, since the invention of the airplane has suffered many delays. So there were many delays in the invention of this, or in the coming of this mass transit train, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Should I go on?
Yes, go on.
Little wonder. At first
Little wonder means there is nothing to wonder.
At first glance, maglev technology appears,
No wonder.
maglev technology appears extortionately expensive when compared with conventional rail. A mile of track costs at least 3.5 million euros to build, and that's not including the cost of the giant electricity substations. But say, its advocates, the long-term benefits are many. Not only can it cut journeys times in half, maglev is also cleaner and cheaper to run than passenger aircraft. According to Transrapid, the German manufacturer of the Shanghai maglev, the technology uses five times less energy per passenger mile than jet aircraft. Maglev trains costs a few million pounds per vehicle compared with 200 million euros for the average Boeing 747.
Good, mashallah. Now, so there is nothing to wonder about what. Okay, it's something. Yeah, it's very clear that at first glance, maglev technology appears extortionately expensive. Extortionately means okay, excessively, बहुत ज़्यादा महंगा. When compared with conventional rail. Conventional means conventional, traditional. Okay, Now there is a colon. can somebody tell me the significance of
Explaining.
Yes. Yeah.
Describing and
Scholars.
explaining.
Yes, please, one by one. So it's now explaining, right? This is explanatory clause now. How? Now there is explanation. How is it extortionately expensive than a traditional rail? A mile of track costs at least 3.5 million euros to build, and that's not including the cost of giant electricity substations. Right? So only a mile of the track. Of which track?
The normal
Of
track.
maglev. Okay, a mile of maglev costs 3.5 million euros. 3.5 million means 3.5 million. It means 35 lakhs. 35 lakhs, not rupees. Euros. 35.
Pounds. That's pounds. This is for pounds.
Yeah, that's
Pounds.
pounds. Yes, that's pounds.
Pounds are much
You
more.
are right. That's pound. And that's not including now. You know that is talking about just the
a
track.
mile.
That's
Just
the
a
track.
mile.
A mile of track, right? Excluding the giants. Now, what is the significance of electricity substations?
To make this,
Because that is electromagnetic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't just need only this track, you need electricity all the time. For that you have to make stations at certain stops, at certain points, right? So excluding those electricity stations.
Station, yes.
Are you getting it or not?
Yes.
So now if something is such an expensive, so if something has such an expensive cost, would somebody think of making such an invention, such a train? Would somebody?
Hardly.
Yes, hardly. What do people say? If something is so expensive that only a mile of it costs 3.5 million pounds,
they will think,
excluding the cost of the electricity stations.
they think they can afford. And they will also think about the benefits it will.
So let's see in the second part of this paragraph you will see why. What are the advocates means supporters.
Yes.
Now what if something is so costly, so expensive, right? Why people want to build it,
Have it.
right? So there are supporters. Okay, when somebody comes up with something, somebody wants to do something, somebody wants to make something, they have certain reasons for that. They come up with certain points to make their point, right? So yes, what do the advocates say? Yes, bhai, tell us.
Not only can it
But says advocates, the long-term benefits are many. ठीक है, खैर है, कहते हैं शुरू में खर्चा ज़्यादा कर लो, टाइट कर लो, बाद में फिर सहूलत रहेगी. ठीक है, कहते हैं महंगा रोए एक बार, सस्ता रोए बार बार. कहते हैं एक बार सही का खर्चा कर लो, फिर ज़िंदगी भर टेंशन फ्री हो जाएगी. और एक बार सही खर्चा नहीं करोगे तो फिर बार बार ही खर्चा करोगे. जो लुंडे बाज़ार की जैकेटें ख़रीदते रहोगे तो हर दूसरे दिन फटेंगे और फिर एक नई जाके ले लो. ठीक है, कहाँ से, दराज से, फलां से. ठीक है, कहाँ से भाई? हाँ, नाइकी, जहाँ से भी. तो फिर वो कहते एक साल चलेगी. यस भाई, गो ऑन भाई.
Not only can it cut journey times in half, maglev is also
Now these are the arguments of
advocates.
supporters, right? These are their arguments. Why are they supporting it? They are supporting it that okay, it's fine, it's expensive, but there are some benefits. So what are the benefits?
Not only can it cut journey times in half, maglev is also cleaner and cheaper to run than passenger aircraft.
Right? So not only it takes a shorter time, but also does it?
It's cleaner and cheaper to run
But also it is cleaner and cheaper.
than a passenger aircraft.
Now, so one is time, right? One is time, time factor, that reduces the
Time and half.
time of the journey. And the second thing is cost. What is cleaner and cheaper to run? How is it cleaner? And okay, cleaner, you know that it's cleaner. We don't know how it's cleaner, but how is it cheaper?
Then a passenger.
Then passenger aircraft. How is it cheaper? How can it be cheaper?
According to
Okay, now
tickets.
the thing is, of course, it takes less energy as compared to the aircraft. The second thing is, let's complete it. The aircraft is expensive than this. The
Yes.
cost is higher than this, right? Yes. Yes, bhai.
According to Transrapid, the German manufacturer of the Shanghai Maglev, the technology uses 5 times less energy per passenger
Mile per passenger mile. So per passenger mile, the technology uses 5 times less energy.
Than
So
jet
if the aircraft uses 100, right, 100 points or 100 joules of energy, let's say. I don't know much about science. So this train takes 20 to 100, right?
Yes.
Yeah, proportion.
Maglev trains cost a few million pounds per vehicle, compared with 200 million pounds for the average
Now this is
Boeing
the
747.
Right, so maglev costs a few million pounds per vehicle. So per vehicle is made, okay, made
Per vehicle.
by spending a few million pounds,
Yes.
okay.
Compared
And what is the cost of this
Boeing
average Boeing 747?
200 million
200
pounds.
million pounds. 200 million pounds. It's too expensive, right?
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Fine.